The door opens, they tell him, "Oleg, someone has come for you." He turns around, runs toward them, embraces them and shouts, "Parents have arrived."
Maria Filonova, the wife of a Russian military man, recounts how she and her husband adopted 7-year-old Oleg from an orphanage. Like thousands of Ukrainian orphans, this boy ended up in Russia in 2022, when Moscow began forcefully evacuating inhabitants of the occupied territories. The orphanage employees confirmed that the boy was born in Ukraine, in the Donetsk region. They refused to disclose the specific city of his birth or provide any information about his parents. However, in November of 2022, the Children of the Russian Land Foundation published a post with a photo of Oleg among other children. A month later, the kids were visited by a Santa Claus policeman. Oleg once again appeared in a photo, and the announcement mentioned that the police officers brought presents for the orphans, among whom were 18 children from the Donetsk People's Republic. In 2023, the orphanage arranged for the children to meet with a soldier of the Russian army. A year later, in December of 2023, Oleg found foster parents. The Russia Pskov TV channel aired a whole segment about it. The thing is, the family that adopted the Ukrainian boy was not an ordinary one.
My husband is a participant in a special military operation. He's well aware of what shelling entails, having personally rescued women and children in facilitated evacuations, so to speak. So we are more than happy that our little one is from there.
The Ukrainian project Mirotvorets accuses Senior Sergeant Filonov from the 234th Regiment of participating in the killings of civilians in the cities of Bucha and Borodyanka between February and March of 2022. These accusations are not backed by conclusive evidence of guilt. Ukrainian sources do not disclose details. The lists of the Russian Ministry of Defense are also classified. What is known for certain, Viktor Filonov does serve in the 234th Regiment of the 76th Airborne Assault Division. He began serving as early as in 2012.
The 76th Division has been involved in the Russian invasion of Ukraine from its very beginning. In the first months, they operated on the Kiev front, including the now infamous town of Bucha. Military personnel from this unit in particular took part in these actions.
Reuters and the New York Times publications have proven that in February 2022, during the occupation of Bucha, it was indeed the Pskov paratroopers who entered the town. Some soldiers were identified through documents and phones left behind. The war crimes in Bucha shocked the whole world: torture, sexual assault, and execution of civilians.
If Filonov was involved since the very first days of the Russian invasion, there is a high possibility that he took part in those events as well.
My husband is a participant of a special military operation, and as they say, he has been everywhere, even before this.
The 76th Division, for example, participated in the annexation of Crimea. In the same year, Pskov paratroopers were involved in the conflict in Donbass. In 2015, in Syria. Judging by the medals, it seems that Viktor Filonov participated in every single recent military campaign conducted by Russia.
At the very least, we know that he received a medal for participating in the annexation of Crimea. To reiterate, it wouldn't be a stretch to assume that if he was already serving in this unit in 2014, he might have also been involved in the events in eastern Ukraine that same year. He also has a medal for participating in the operation in Syria.
Social media accounts of his fellow soldiers have photos of him in military uniform. On Viktor's personal page, there are only pictures with friends and family. Currently, Filonov is at home, recovering from an injury, but he will soon return to the war zone in Ukraine. In the meantime, in the civilian world, he has taken a Ukrainian boy into his family.
Папа Виктор Филонов, военнослужащий со стажем, настоящий патриот. Уверен, Олег тоже вырастет достойным мужчиной.
Самое главное, нужно любить свою семью, своих маму, папу, братья, сестры, кто имеется. И после этого уже ты будешь любить свою страну так же, как свою семью.
Viktor Filonov's wife, Maria, grew up in a military family. She lost one of her brothers in the war in Ukraine, while another one is still on the front line. Maria leads the Women's Council of the Division and the Committee for the Families of Homeland Defenders, personally supported by Vladimir Putin. She regularly travels to the occupied territories and is involved in military patriotic education.
Kids make trench candles, write postcards. I launched a campaign called Chocolate for the Soldier, which spread throughout Pskov and districts. All the kids responded from the 1st to 11th grades. Even 11th grade it wrote letters. I want to visit school with SMO participants who want to thank the children for their support, so that the generation grows up properly, understanding that the people fighting in the war are real heroes.
In the Telegram channel of the Committee for the Families of Homeland Defenders, videos like these are published.
Будем все солдатами с крутыми автоматами. Мы будем помогать Россию охранять.
Filonov is raising her children, 2 of them, in the same spirit. This is how she describes her eldest son in an interview.
I am raising my child with the understanding that his dad is a hero. He's a defender of our homeland, and our son understands that perfectly. For me, there is only my country, and I support whatever my country does.
Indeed, the Ukrainian boy Oleg, whom Maria adopted, still suffers from post-traumatic stress disorder due to the war, which she supports.
Sudden sounds makes us flinch. It is what it is.